darlings. Bunny, back with you again. I'm here with Mark, the creator of Belly of the Wolf. So very exciting. How long did the project actually take?
I would say from the time that we actually completed the first version of the script, the first draft, to actually getting it shot at Bentwaters, I would say it was actually quite a while. It was about a year and a half. So it went through a long preparation stage. But that was actually a good thing, because when we turned up on set for the very first time, and when we're going through all of our shots, we had done so much planning and preparation, it just went so smoothly. And we managed to shoot it within 3.5 days. I moved up from London up to Ipswich about 9 years ago, and my dad mentioned about this abandoned army base called Bentwaters.
One of the hardest things in the business is good child actors. And you had some great child actors. I mean, no, I know the boy is not that young probably, but the little girl I thought was brilliant. And it's very hard to do that, especially and it's hard to attempt something like that in horror. How did you have to prepare them before you worked with them? How did you do that?
That's a really interesting question, because when I auditioned 106 kids for the part of Maya, for the part of Sarah, sorry. And Maya was the 11th girl that I auditioned. I remember it. It was 2.5 years ago, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And set the camera up, and I got the actors to sit on a chair, because it was a little bit of a different script back then, and I changed it, modified it slightly. And I pressed record, and I said, right, this is what I want you to do. Imagine you're sat in a chair, and it's pitch black, you can't see anything, and you've got something which you can hear behind you, and it's gradually getting closer and closer and closer. And I just said, right, but you don't know what this thing is. You haven't got a clue. And, that's what I want you to try and do, And I just said action. And off she went, and my mouth just went, and her performance was so believable, and it was just incredible. Any more information that you want about the film, the website's www.bellyofthewolf.com. I just want to say again, thank you to the British Horror Film Festival for accepting to screen the film. This is brilliant. Here with cast and crew, and it's
Bunny Galore here. I'm here with Leon, the creator of Lonely Hearts Club.
It was shot over 3 days. It was a film that's actually written by a guy who's written a feature film with me, and I just decided it'd be great to have a short film that he'd written and I'd directed. And it was one of the films, one of the scripts he'd sent me when we were first sort of talking about working together, and I said, yeah, I really love this film. And it just got to a point where let's make it and do it. So it all came together really quite quickly.
Do you want a piece of me?
Just a sidebar, the lake scenes with the throwing of the body parts in, that was again. Did some poor runner have to go in and get the plastic bags afterwards? Or do not speak about that? There's actually body parts at the bottom of the lake.
They were actually all on fishing wire, so we could retrieve them, although one did break, and it was covered in fake blood and old underwear, which we'd used on set just to sort of pad it out a bit. So if someone had ever found that, God knows what they actually would have thought was going on there.
You know there's going to be a local news report going, like, some children have been fishing and found.
Yeah, exactly.
let's not dwell.
Yeah, they can actually, if they go to the website, which is www.thirdlightfilms.co.uk, there's going to be actually just going to be updating it this weekend, hopefully with some news about here as well. And there'll be links to be able to watch trailers and, in fact, go through and view films as well on Distrify if they want to. So.
Hello, darlings. Bunny Galore here, the queen of the cult movies. I'm here with Christopher, the creator of one of the most disturbing films I've seen in quite a while because it involves a teddy bear that goes a little bit psycho.
Yeah, it started as a music video proposal. And I received this incredible, filthy, but great and punchy techno track. And I was like, well, I don't have any choice but to respond with something really filthy and disgusting and horrible. And so I went back into stuff I loved, like really gore anime movies or silly things on Facebook, like this film of these two guys blowing up a teddy, which I found hilarious. And combined that, and somewhere a month and a half later, it was all done.
Believe it or not, just like this, one of the first things I ever wanted to do when I was young was to be a stop-motion animator from watching Clash of the Titans and watching King Kong as well. So how long did it take to shoot?
Well, actually, surprisingly fast. It was a week and a half shoot. It was a week and a half shoot, yeah, weekends included, and about 3 hours of sleep every night. But yeah, that's. I didn't have the choice because the music video had to come out a month and a half after we've had the green light. So it was 3 weeks in preparation, a week and a half shoot, and then a week for post-production, and that was it.
There's a lot of stop motion, but also there's obviously a lot of slow motion of the explosions and things like that. How many toys were hurt in the making of this film?
Well, none of it, seeing that they're just plastic bits, so, you know.
Don't ever watch Toy Story, whatever you do.
But we had a very, very good pyrotechnician, as he was the guy who did the very last Rambo movie. So he found it rather amusing to explode tiny toys after 200 kilos explosions in the jungle.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Toby from Lot 254. Right, now obviously because I was watching it at home because I was doing my research on the films. So I have to say that, in other words, just to picture, I'm watching it on the laptop at home. I didn't even have time to get that one. I think it's one of the first ones I watched. It wasn't before I put it on the TV. Scared the living daylights out of me.
It was a really old idea from a writer friend of mine, and I went back to him and I said, look, can we do this? And he said, yeah, and so we kind of put together a crew and shot it, found a location, which was the hardest thing, and just shot it in a day.
In a day? I can ask you now, because you're here, the object that he takes out the camera, is that intentionally a crucifix?
Yeah, you're well done. I'm really impressed, really impressed.
I was thinking, is it like, obviously someone in the past has tried to stop the devil?
Exactly that. I'm a very lapsed Catholic, and it's exactly what it is. I don't think people are religious anymore, but everybody believes in something.
Yes.
And it's the unknown that scares people.
And it's still there, isn't it? So you can tap
there.
into that, which you have. Casting-wise, I think it's beautiful as well. How did you cast it?
So what I did was, I come from a commercial and brand background, so I actually employed Adrian Schiller, who's quite a well-known actor, on a decent paying job about a year before I did this, because I knew that he would be perfect. He'd be perfect for that. It was kind of like, I can use this.
That's clever. Yeah. That's very good.
Yeah, trick that. Wheel them in.
Wheel them in.
Wheel them. It's funny you should say as well about people not believing in stuff anymore and film, because kind of the point of The point of it being a camera is that film doesn't exist. It doesn't play in the cinema anymore. People don't really shoot on film anymore, and so you can start to actually build a mythology around old cameras now because people don't use them. You know, everything's kind of digital. I was reading this morning, actually, it's really funny. So when I was a kid, I watched Back to the Future, and they went back 30 years, and it was the 50s. But if you go back 30 years now, it's 1982. So if you made Back to the Future now, Marty McFly would be going back to 1982.
Yeah,
Whoa!
That's, oh my God, I've never thought of it like that. Never thought of it that way round, because in a few years' time it's going to be 2015, which was the year they go forward to. But I've never thought that's actually quite aging and frightening. As a final plug, would you like to say anything, like you have a website or anything like that?
Oh yeah, www.tobymeakins.com. I've got another short doing the rounds at the moment, which is doing very well actually, playing in some really big festivals, and I'm trying to make 2 features. So if anybody likes my work, come and see me.
Fantastic. Good luck with all that. That sounds amazing. Enjoy the festival.